Alright, hi everyone. This was a crazy weekend. This is still Gav and this is still Big on the other side. And we had a really terrible week. If it were not for the commentators, all four our picks lost, including all the big wigs, and everybody decided to lose. If it was not for the commentators, we would have actually declared ourselves completely depressed, because you really can't beat commentators even when you lose everything. For me particularly, it was even worse because Barcelona lost. The only solace was a very shit match that Manchester United played against Chelsea and did not lose somehow, and it was 0-0. I wish like 1-1, 2-2. No, it was 0-0. It was just terribly bad. I did want to comment directly on Shreyas Iyer's captaincy also, particularly certain moves. But I probably just say, let's just say commentators were the worst. Let's not say Shreyas Iyer's captaincy was the worst. I'm definitely going to get to that. Yesterday was starting with, let's just talk about today's match very quickly. Once Mumbai put 195 and exactly, I've talked about this guy, Tyagi, who, again, bad captaincy from Steven Smith by putting Tyagi at the end, because people get hoodwinked because he was 3 overs 18. So we're like, he can bowl the last over. No, you don't put this guy at, there, because that's why I say not bad captaincy, as in like you've been living with this guy for last 2 months. I don't know. So you need to understand what somebody's mentality is, right? Just because somebody's like, he's just a kid, mate. He's just a kid. It was shown today by the other kid who was like, I'm just going to whack you all over the place. And he kept whacking him, and this guy has absolutely no fucking clue, which can happen to anybody. But my point was that this guy, do you not have any other choice? Do you not know his mentality? You just thought he's going to bowl well. No, he wasn't going to bowl well. And it was pretty much, when Ben Stokes is also there, everybody's there. You should try somebody who you feel will go for less runs. And I felt I wouldn't have gone with Tyagi. And I've talked about multiple times Tyagi. He just bowls short pitch deliveries. He did not bowl any, try to bowl any Yorkers. I didn't actually watch the match, so if I'm incorrect, please tell me. But I've seen the commentary, and he's kept bowling all the short of length deliveries, which are so easy to bowl, which actually, you're just trying to see somehow somebody will mishit some delivery and you'll get a guy. But once somebody gets going of somebody of caliber of one half of the brothers, then he just doesn't stop, right? And then... why I say commentary was bad, commentary like, Sanju Samson gets too far ahead of his game. Now he's hit a 4. He should just block the next ball, take a single. Oh no, Sanju just hit another 6 because he's supposed to fucking hit another 6. You morons, you have to chase 195. You fucking idiots. That's what happened with SRH. Oh, no, don't worry. Dave Warner has scored so well. So let this guy just take his time, because he already had such amazing game yesterday. Yeah, because he had amazing game yesterday. Today he was a completely different player. I'm completely blanking out on this guy's name who had this amazing game for SRH, who won them, and Pandey. Then yesterday he just simply Pandey, right? Yeah. And yesterday Pandey just simply, this happens, and again people are like, I have some Indian bias, but this happens with so many Indian players. Once they lay this amazing innings, next time they just want now I'm going to consolidate my place in the team. No. Instead of wasting 30 fucking deliveries for 15 runs, I know 29, same fucking thing. So, I know I can't remember his name, but I remember exactly the number of deliveries he wasted. And then he put so much pressure on other people. Obviously, it's not Pandey's fault that everybody else got run out or got out. But the fact was this is the first time in this entire fucking IPL, the best ever IPL player, which is David Warner, who actually has more than 50 50s in the lowest amount of matches than anybody else and still has more 50s. And this is the first time he really showed up, and he was actually playing like a champion David Warner that he is. And then he got out, but because they were chasing such a low total, and they should have absolutely nailed it after that, but they could not, and they have to take the blame, and Tiwari has to take, it is Tiwari, right? Manish Pandey, sorry. Pandey has to take the blame for that. So, and another commentary is like, Ben Stokes should not open. Look at they've been pushing. Yeah, of course he's not been playing well, but that doesn't mean he should not open. He just hasn't been playing well. It's not like Jaiswal is there, right? This guy is a proven winner. And he has to, also because he's not clicked 4 times. So if he's still coming, that means in the team meeting, he's probably said that I'm going to click. And this was a pitch for him to come out. I totally understand Butler. People like Butler. But just because Butler will open doesn't mean Butler will make 100 runs. Also, every time Butler opened, he only made 20 runs. People have constantly forgotten that. He started very quickly, but he would always get out. People have completely forgotten, just because actually when Butler actually made runs is actually when he came down the order, not up the order. So I'm not saying that there's no merit in Butler coming in the opening, but the people very short-sighted. So that's why I said commentators are only saving grace for us, because we were completely disgraceful. This is a black weekend for blunt bastards. All 4 things going bad, and my Barcelona getting kicked out. City also, not that I care about City, but then again, Manchester United and Chelsea played a very, very drab match. So I'll give you a minute to speak. So yeah, because I've completely run out of breath and I'm going to get some water till you tell me what's, if you're going to talk about today's match anymore or you just take another match, because we have 4 matches to take care of, another 2 matches from there.
So I think today's match, nothing much to say. Both teams lost it in the second half of the innings. The Rajasthan Royals let them score so many runs, even though they had taken 4 wickets. And same goes with Mumbai Indians. They were not able to contain. And Sanju Samson again showed up to the party. We have been blaming him for inconsistency, but today and that's what he does. Like whenever he plays, it's always a match winning inning. And Ben Stokes was looking like Sir Ben Stokes today. He was very determined. He was like very aggressive. He was like that in the last match, but today it came off. So yeah, Mumbai Indians again, second straight loss. So I know this guy is not there. Rohit Sharma is not there, but still they have the same group of players. So it would be a cause of concern for them.
I don't think Rohit Sharma not being there does not help. I think it's actually a better thing. Also, they made 195. Also, if you know that apparently this guy who is captaining, KP, has won 16 straight while he's captaining, because commentator has been really pushing that on everybody's face. So that's not normal. Winning 16 games on the trot, that's crazy. Also, the fact that Rohit is not there, so there's one less fat people. But today Rohit was like, no, we need to make sure enough fat people are there. So they were like, let's put Saurabh Tiwari in there. The guy wears such loose clothes so people can't see his belly and boobs. I mean, for heaven's sake, mate, why don't you just, like, his arm looks big, but I think he just looks extremely fat. And when he came out to bat also, he was like, oh, I'm just going to be like lazing around. And then I'm like, okay, I've woken up now after 10 deliveries. I'm just going to whack it. I'm so fucking fat. And then he whacked a couple of sixes, I think.
Yeah. So let's move
Nothing much to talk about today. So I want to talk about directly Delhi's match. And I want to talk about the specific...
You don't want to talk about the Rcb Csk match?
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that because I am really, really angry since yesterday because these guys actually started our Black Friday, weekend.
And you were mentioning it.
I was telling you, telling you, Delhi looks so fucking unsettled. These bastards, they drop Prithvi and then they get Kota Rahane. It's like saying you get rid of Arvind Kejriwal, then you get fucking Rahul Gandhi. I mean, what is fucking wrong with you idiots? What is fucking... And if you have the balls to drop Prithvi, then have full balls, right? Don't have one ball and not 2 balls. Then you get other Deshpande. I told you last time, don't fucking get Deshpande. Have the fucking balls and don't say, oh, we have to be nice to people and keep the Chennai model going. No, you fucking drop. If you want to win the championship, then you need to be completely cutthroat. And they were not fucking cutthroat. Because first thing, they weren't half ballsy. They drop Arvind Kejriwal and get Rahul Gandhi. That's like... what are more chances of Prithvi not working and Rahane working? I don't understand that. That's just nonsense. Also, the one person you wanted to drop was Deshpande because I am telling you, Deshpande is the weakling. Okay, he needs to be dropped and doesn't get dropped. And then for whatever fucking reason, Shreyas Iyer brings and then apparently Ashwin was bowling leg spinners. Okay. Everybody knows that when this guy comes in, Sunil Narayan, who's been completely out of form, and he doesn't like short pitch deliveries, he likes fast bowling. You have fucking fast bowlers, right? You have fucking the fastest bowler on earth, and then we'll preserve them. No, these guys fucking, now you can preserve yourself like in a bottle, like a fucking jar, right? Then after Ashwin goes for like nonsense runs, then he brings Deshpande in. Like Deshpande is the one who's going to get you fucking wickets, right? And then fucking whack this guy out of the park for 18 runs. And then after that, you never come back. This is called bad captaincy because you put Deshpande on the line, the guy who got hit in the last over. He's a new guy, and then you put him on the line. He cannot control it. It's not Deshpande's fault. It is your fault, Shreyas sir. And I was really, really livid.
Yeah,
I told you I will be livid if Delhi loses, but I'm not livid because Delhi lost because right now I can tell you KKR had been the worst fucking team, but yesterday they totally deserved to win yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were just good and they were just really, really on the ball. And that's the thing you realize when push comes to shove, right? That's at Owen Morgan, and that's where when you win multiple championships before, then it comes to the fore and you win. You showcase that who is really a winner, and that's why I'm going to build for tomorrow's match. Also, I'm going to pick KKR because they have won before and they have Owen Morgan and they know how to win. So that's why even all the momentum is with
Kings
Punjab.
11,
Kings 11, they will be very difficult. And we can talk, I don't know what you want to talk about, because then we can get on to the other matches that were fairly disappointing. I'm not disappointed because Delhi lost, because I'm very in fact, I'm saying KKR deserved to win. Everybody who won yesterday and today, they deserve to win. And I'm very happy for them, even if it went against us. But I'm just livid that why are you going half-assed? Because in the last fucking podcast, I was yelling about it. That make a tough decision, and Ricky Ponting is sitting there. I don't understand why Ricky Ponting is not making the decision of dropping.
Yeah.
And by the way, they already have fucking Stoinis, they have Nokia, they have Rabada, they have Ashwin, they have Aksar. They have 5 bowlers already. So I do not even fucking know how the hell they want Deshpande to bowl. What is Deshpande bringing to the table?
Yeah, and I was watching the match when Delhi was bowling. And when Ashwin was bowling and getting hit by Sunil Narine, they were showing Ricky Ponting. He was like, what the hell? Why are you bowling him? He was like gesturing towards Shreyash, and he was so livid. And that's when I understood that, okay, it's not his decision. I mean, all those smaller decisions Ricky Ponting won't be able to make from sidelines. But yeah, when it's well known that he is poor against, Sunil Narine is poor against pacers, then they should have just unleashed all the pacers. So anyway, yeah, that was, I think that's one part, the captaincy part was messed up. But I think in the batting as well, we were talking about it. Pant completely looks out of sort. I mean, he's not looking like the Pant we know from previous years. And he certainly has some kind of injury and is also unfit.
He needs to be fucking dropped, man. Bring back the Aussie dude. Bring back Alex Carey, who's amazing. We cannot... if tomorrow's match, whenever they're playing the next match, they need to have the balls, drop Rishabh Pant, bring Alex Carey, drop Deshpande. They already have 5 bowlers, bring somebody even better.
Yeah.
They already have 5 bowlers. Okay. They don't fucking... I don't remember who the hell these people have. They don't even need Deshpande. I already told you, I've written it down. Stoinis, Nokia, Rabada, Ashwin and Aksar. Already they have 5 bowlers. They are pretty genuine fucking bowlers. We don't need Deshpande.
And Aksar bowled only one.
Bring Prithvi back.
And Aksar bowled only 1 over. Which went for only 7 runs.
Amazing. He gets Aksar gets 1 over. This is just amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Aksar Patel has to be the best bowler they have, right? In the spin department.
Yeah, Aksar and Ashwin, but since Ashwin was going...
No, Ashwin is a new kid in Delhi. Aksar Patel has been bowling really well, and if you see his credit, Aksar Patel, even overall, if you see the record, Aksar Patel has a better record than Ashwin any single day.
He has better economy. So if your bowler is going for runs, you should at least try to bring your bowler who has better economy, right? And that's what I didn't even realize this. I just saw now that Aksar just bowled 1 over and went for 7. It's not like he went for 15-16 there, so that they didn't give him the ball again. But yeah, it's just baffling. So yeah. I
mean, everything that I said other time, that's what I'm saying. The problem was, if you realize, Vikram, I already said 3 fucking things that I said. Other thing I said, drop Rahane. You need to bring Prithvi back. And other thing I said was law of averages. Just because somebody made 2 centuries, because the stupid commentators will say he'll make another century. No, he will make a low score. That's called law of averages. And that's what happened with Dhawan. He made a low score, right? People are like, oh, he just made it. No, this is what happens. Luck eventually has to run out. You can't keep winning.
And the main cause of concern, we mentioned it in the previous match, that yes, he did make 100, but the rest of the team made only 62. So that's a major cause of concern. 58, yeah. 58 out of 59 balls, yeah.
59 balls.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. So it was just bad. I don't want to talk about them. It just completely distraught. That one match really pissed me off for such bad captaincy, bad decision making. Their team is unsettled because of dropping Prithvi, which is partly Prithvi's fault, obviously, because he has not performed. But Deshpande, you can get rid of him. You don't need Deshpande. And bring Alex Carey and stop bringing fat people inside. I don't like fat people, and fat people destroy. Apart from Rohit Sharma, no other fat person is actually any valuable, because Rohit Sharma, for some reason, his hand-eye coordination, his body moves such amazing to any ball which is like barely short ball. And then if it's full, then he hits it also. And then, but he's an alternate player, so they should actually play him in one match and not play him in another match. That's how they should play. All right. Okay. So moving on from there, which one do you want to talk about? Royal Challengers or Kings?
Yeah, let's talk about Kings. So Kings 11 Punjab versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, amazing match.
Well, it looked pretty good, right? It looked pretty good. They had, again, Mayank was out because he's probably injured from the same situation of run out. So only time Mayank gets out is because he gets run out, and then he is also out of the team because he got run out, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
Then Gale, now you tell me one thing. Now, why are you not bringing Gale, who's for his entire life of IPL career? This is second time only once he had entire career of IPL ever once played one down or after without opening, right? Not opening. Then he's already played there 3 times. Now, when their main opener, which I can understand when your opening lineup is going on, why do you have to upset them?
Yeah.
But right now, pitches are slowing down. Okay, pitches are becoming total bitches. Now, when your Mayank is not there, why wouldn't you bring Chris Gale up? Because he's going to take few deliveries. You might as well let him bring up. So now he doesn't come up, Mandeep Singh comes up, 5 overs are already wasted. Pitches are already slowed down. By the time Chris Gale comes in, he needs to take more deliveries. And then by the time he starts to hit, it's already 10 overs and they've hardly got anything on the board. Now he has to hit and he will miss it. This is just common sense that we're saying. That's the same reason AB de Villiers gets out anybody, right? Because you get under pressure. But he should have started, he would have gotten the fresh delivery, fresh cherry. And that's the time he should have done. And that was a tactical mistake. I'm not saying that it will not work, it didn't work, but that was a tactical mistake. Why would you not bring Chris Gale, who has been like 99.9 times in his career, just open the innings? And when particularly the pitches are slowing down,
you need your...
So you're telling me a random person can open, but Chris Gale won't open. So
yeah. Yeah,
so that was a bad. But again, they made Rashid Khan bowled really well. He got 2 wickets for like 14. So they were really, really good. Holder again was good. And then the way these guys started, Warner, Bairstow was not quick, but then these guys just got off to a really good start. They had like 55 odd runs in 6 overs.
Yeah.
And I think after that, it was just been cakewalk. But then, as I said, Manish Pandey just disappeared. He was just trying to play for his place, and somehow he felt like, I'm Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I'll take it to the wire, I'll take it to the last over. I was like, suddenly they were like, okay, we'll just use Chennai blueprint, which hasn't worked at all. And the only matches Chennai has actually worked by not using their blueprint.
Yeah, correct. And I don't know whether you saw the match, but Vijay Shankar was actually playing decently till Pooran hit him on the head with the ball. I mean, it was a mistake. It was not intentional. But then our next ball, he just got out. So, this was... and after that, they just like completely got destroyed. And
there's a procession of zeros after that, which is disgraceful. And that's what's been happening with SRH, right? We've always said SRH has the metal, has the players, but they just completely disappear. Completely. In fact, I have to say, because we've been critical about Vijay Shankar, but last match also, the way he's not a one play, the way he's playing is not just he's wasting deliveries. He's saying, okay, I'm going to take like 8, 10 deliveries, 12 deliveries to make 8, but then I know I've done that, and now I can see he's doing it as an investment. He's saying, now I've done that, now I'm going to fucking whack the next 20 runs in the 7 deliveries. And he's done that. And yesterday, 26 of 26, and then 27th ball he got out. I think he was doing perfectly well till he got out, and whatever reason, because we can always, correlation is not always causation. Those things happen because sometimes you get hit on the head and then you hit 6s after that because something changes anyway. So it just sometimes bad luck also happens. But I think yesterday it showcased exactly what their entire season has been, SRH. And because they had the momentum, they won the last match. They should have won this match and actually had 5 wins, and actually challenged Kolkata Knight Riders. But now they're out. They're out, totally out. In the end, Kings 11, we just blamed that Delhi match at the single 1 run that was not given to them, which was a short run. Eventually, will they not qualify? They're like, oh, it was because of that we didn't qualify. We will sue that umpire. And umpire's like, I get only 20,000 per match. What will you sue me? Sue yourself. So that will be just bad. So I don't know what else to talk about that match. That was another very depressing match towards the end. Not because we lost, but it was just like, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing?
And they lost by 12 runs. It's not like 5 or 6 and 12 runs.
Good on Kings 11. These are kind of matches Kings 11 always lost. And they won the match. So definitely good on them. 4 matches on the trot. I don't think any team has actually won 4 matches on the trot.
No, I don't think so. No.
They are the only ones. That's why they're Kings 11.
And
they're just very weird.
And they beat all the big teams, right?
Top teams.
Tomorrow.
They've beaten all the teams. So tomorrow is another team they're going to beat another top team if it's
top
possible.
4, yeah.
So again, we're not backing them. I'm not backing unless you have changed your mind. And then it'll be like, dude, we're going to beat everybody.
And then the last match, RCB versus CSK. I think it was just a Chennai wicket. It felt like a wicket which Chennai prefers. And then, they completely bossed the match. Actually, at no point it looked like RCB is on top. Even when they were batting, even when RCB was batting, they were not able to score runs freely. And apart from Virat Kohli, I don't think anyone was scoring more than run a ball. And I think
de Villiers were scoring more than run a ball.
AB de Villiers was, so just because of these two players, they reached whatever total they reached.
In fact, everybody was. I don't know. Like, there's a weird thing when you said it because everybody was scoring more than run a ball. Padikkal, Finch, and everybody. But deal was happened that it just derailed when they were supposed to escalate.
And I think now,
although you said they were dominating, but it was a bad pitch. It was not a good pitch.
It was a bad pitch.
Was not a bad score. It just when Chennai came out, these guys just bowled length deliveries and they did not bowl enough slower deliveries. They didn't actually change pace. And they just had bad strategy and they just did the wrong things.
And I think
at the same time, you also have to understand that when you have nothing to lose, and then you go out,
especially,
and then when a couple of things you connect, it just connects. And then once Gaikwad got over the first few couple of overs, he just got going. And you have to give it to Faf du Plessis. He only made 25, but that's the kind of impact he made. Once he was there,
plus
and
the catches
came out, it's like fuck. Catches. So catches. This guy is like, what are you going to talk about with catches? He's like, catches wins matches. I'm saying Faf du Plessis came out to bat and he just whacked the shit out of Siraj. That's what I tell you, right? Now they will. These idiots. That's why I said commentators are even worse than us. Even we lost all 4 matches. Is because one time you will bowl well, and I'm like, now they'll keep talking Siraj. Next time he'll come, he'll get whacked. This guy got smashed in the first over, and that destroyed his confidence.
Right.
So this is what happens. What happens when you do well, right? People analyze you more. And then they figure out what you're doing. And then they get the right batsman right there.
Exactly.
And then they whip you. They whip you because they know what to do. They know where you're actually targeting. And then when you hit for 1-4 and then 1-6 or something, then you start to change your line. You get confused. And then after that, they know they have you by the balls. And once you have the ball, then they just keep whacking you on the ass. So there was a lot of spanking on Mohammad Siraj, who ended up bowling only 2 overs, by the way. The same bowler who had 3 wickets for no runs only bowls 2 overs, gives 29 runs. And that's what it happens. That's what happens when you don't realize that people are going to work you out.
Plus, there was no swing because he's mostly the wickets he got was due to swing. And so, what do you think? Should RCB drop Finch now because he has been failing most of the time?
See, it doesn't. I don't think it will be a great idea. I agree that he's not been. I don't think he's been completely failing, because if he's failing means that failing would be what Prithvi was happening in the last couple of matches. Because as long as he doesn't waste deliveries, they have enough players. So if somebody makes 20 runs or 15 deliveries, they have done a good job. The later we have batsmen. If they don't have batsmen, then I can say, because mostly what happens that if Finch was going to make 55, half the team will never play. Like Morris can play, Moeen Ali can play, Gurkirat will play. They will not even be, Sundar can play. So half the team will not anyway play. So I rather have him there. Also, if you remove him right now, it just completely disbalances the team, which is happening with New Delhi, with Delhi Capitals. Because now they removed Prithvi and then they're like moving around people. No, you need to bring Prithvi in and tell him, watch couple of deliveries, maybe try to like not take, just don't play the shot which is completely stupid, but you have to go out, make your 25 runs in 15, 20 deliveries. If you, instead of 15 deliveries, take 20 deliveries, but do not take 30 deliveries. Do not be stupid. And then already they have the opener, the other guy is Dhawan is in form. So you say like strategize in a way that you not should be the aggressor. Let Dhawan be, because he's been in a better form. So you play the deliveries to merit. Don't try to like go all out. Don't try to become Sunil Narayan. Right? So let's just do that in that way. But dropping him that time, I think they've dropped him. It hasn't worked out. Getting this guy Rahane and all, because I heard Rahane was walking and he was talking like, so what are we eating in the tea break? And people like, this is fucking T20, you dumb fuck. This is not tea break. He's like, oh sorry, I was like wearing my, and then 3 times, in fact, he was wearing his white jersey and came out. People were like, can you just not stop wearing the white jersey? He's like, oh sorry, what is wrong? So it is like, it has been complicated. And he made 0 of the first delivery. So I don't know if it gets any worse than that.
Yeah.
See, it's what law of averages. Do you really think that Rahane is eventually going to score more than Prithvi?
No, I think no. And plus, even if he scores, it will be like 55 balls and 50 runs or something like that.
It will be like, one off time, as you said also, like one off time something will click. But right now pitches are getting bad and bad. So really, just make sure Prithvi doesn't waste too many deliveries and actually just makes his 20 odd runs, we'll be fine. They have enough players, they have enough batsmen. That's not a problem at all. And Aaron Finch right now, they should not drop him, because Aaron Finch is like that he will just not have very great matches, and he'll just right now, because he's been there, he knows the pitches. Bringing a new opener, I don't know how that's going to work out any better. So if somebody's going to work out, let's just say Finch is going to work out better, because they have 2 matches to go or something in this round robin league. I think that'll be good, because luckily because of Mumbai, Delhi, everybody lost the matches. So Mumbai hasn't put the sunlight between them. So few planets between them. There's still basic little sunlight between. Everybody has 7 wins. And for all you know, these fuckers keep fucking up. Tomorrow KKR wins, and then KKR wins again, and KKR actually tops the league also.
This can happen because they're so close.
That's a possibility right now.
They're so close.
That's a possibility right now. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but that's a possibility. It's just so all over the place. I mean, you can't even rule that out, because they've actually played less matches than these idiots, and if they win tomorrow match, obviously their run rate is not good, but they will be equal on points at number 1. So it's a crazy fucking world, man. So it's a crazy fucking world. Royal Challengers, I think they just bowled badly, and you have to give credit to Chennai again. But it's one of the situations when you've lost everything, there's nothing to lose, and then you start all right. This is what's gonna happen, because everybody will come with throw caution out of the window, and they just we got nothing to lose, so they're going to go out, and this is exactly the same gung-ho approach they're going to have in the next couple of matches, because I don't think, although you said they had them by the balls, but I thought 145 on the same pitch where they could not chase 126, I don't think that's a bad total. I would have liked them to score between 155 to 165, but 145, with Chennai team, come on man, with Gaikwad failing constantly, everybody failing constantly, why were we worried about stuff? So, but that worked out, and Dhoni was obviously smart enough to say, let me just come out after the second drop, because I have no pressure. I can play my game and just made 19
and then people will just go crazy.
And then say, oh, I won the match. And Chennai team, they're like, oh my God, Chennai can still qualify. No, they cannot qualify.
They again went to last.
Because in fact, they will come last now, because what is happening?
Because Rajasthan Royals won. So before this match, Rajasthan Royals match, they were at the 8th position because Chennai won, and then again Rajasthan Royals won, and they came to
exactly. And now because Sunrisers has such a good run rate, so and it is just not going to work out. And also Sunrisers have played one less match. So it's just gonna be like that. So I don't know. So that's about it. So I by the way, I have one question for you. I've written it down, and this is Sam Curran going to be the new Mahendra Singh Dhoni? Because by the way, I don't know if you noticed it, and I keep saying this if you notice it, but there's something very peculiar I noticed, which was Sam Curran is already doing exactly what Dhoni does. And it took Dhoni several years to do that, but Sam Curran, remember, he was opening, he was scoring all the runs and everything. Now suddenly Sam Curran doesn't even come out to bat anymore. It's like, I will come out later. I will not come out to bat anymore. And Sam Curran is Jesus Christ, this is amazing. Sam Curran is like, okay, I've done my stuff.
I've done
my bowling, and I'm going to sit. I'm going to be the last player. If all you fuckers fail, then I'm going to show up. He's become the Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He's like, the revolution. He's the new Don Corleone. He's even killed the boss. He's like, okay, I'm the boss. So next season, Sam Curran, the new captain. And he's like, it's a new era. And then Sam Curran will become this little cool dude who will become like grumpy later on. He's like, Sam Curran is the Chennai king. And I just noticed that. It's happened to the 2 match straight. The Sam Curran simply refused to come out to bat, which is exactly what Dhoni does. So it's just been crazy that way. See, honestly, I'm picking matches for the next 2 matches, but I have absolutely no clue now because Kings 11 is not my team. I'm picking KKR because KKR has been really, really poor, but they know how to win matches. Kings 11 have won 4 matches, so it doesn't make sense to not pick them, but it also makes sense to pick them also.
Yeah,
so
I'll pick Kings 11 then. Let's be different.
Oh, you want to pick Kings 11? Yeah. Okay, I think that should be cool. So then I'll pick KKR because I was leaning on it. Do you want to pick SRH?
No. No chance.
No chance. Yeah, it's going to come back and hit on our faces once DC again screws up big time. Because the way they've been... See, I can tell you, if they're not making those decisions, if they're not bringing Prithvi back, they're not dropping this guy, they're not dropping Deshpande. See, my decision is based on that. If they're not going to make those 2 decisions, then I feel SRH should win after that. Because this is if they're not dropping Deshpande, Particularly Deshpande for me. Particularly Deshpande, because eventually Rahane has failed multiple times. So if there's no reason to see Prithvi will do better, and Prithvi is not a very good fielder either. So it's not like a big deal for me. But they need to drop Deshpande. They already have 5 bowlers. Instead, get somebody else who can play better. Okay. And if they really feel like they can bring Rahane and Prithvi both in the quota, because once Deshpande is out, I don't know what is the love with Deshpande or something. He looks like an ordinary bowler, and once you actually compare with the phase bowlers they have, he looks very, very ordinary. And nothing against him, I'm sure he can become a very good bowler. I mean, obviously I'm like, trying not to burn bridges right now, but I'm like, he doesn't. To me, I just feel sad that I never said this in the podcast to start with. But for me, I saw this guy, I was like, yeah, झाड़ पे चढ़ा दो इसको तुम. Basic bowling he is doing. I mean, just basic bowling he's doing. I mean, if you bowl Yorkers or something, if you bowl some Slinga Malinga, I can understand it. But what was different about this guy? When the first time I saw Bumrah, I was like, dude, who is this guy? Like, who is this guy? Even Dinda, who completely got destroyed later on.
Yeah, but
there was something about Dinda, right? You see something special about somebody, right?
He was good in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, he was good. There was something you see in some people. You feel like there is something special about them.
What do you feel about Sonu Kumar or Monu Kumar?
I didn't see him play, and I was like, now they're getting Sonu. What is happening here? I didn't watch the match, so I have no idea how is Monu Kumar. Apparently he's not tall. Apparently he's very
like,
Monu. And
he's like Jason
Kreza. He's not at all fast. He's not tall. He's not fast. He's supposed to be like very economical or something, which he wasn't. They gave him like a couple of overs, I think. I'm not sure. So he was all right, but I think they're giving trying to everybody. But it's very evident that Chennai's backup players are not good, they're not evolved. They're like, apart from Sam Curran they brought from overseas,
they didn't.
It just doesn't seem like they have that spark. Because see, Sanju Samson, we talk about that he's gonna fail, but when he clicks, this guy just like really, really clicked. Also, one criticism, again he's clicked, but this was a very good batting pitch, which he is only time he's done well when the batting pitches, it's been batting pitches. So that is one thing I would say, like when the ball is stopping a little bit, maybe Sanju Samson's technique needs to evolve in those pitches and say, okay, I'm going to hold off and then whack it. Because if his body movement is always in front and he's not ready for the shot, for the ball deliveries are stopping, he can never have a real career in Team India. Particularly never ever in Test cricket, because ball might not be stopping in Test cricket, but ball is going to doing a lot of weird shit in Test cricket, right? And particularly if you go to England, you're going to get found out. And for me, Prithvi has no career in India. Definitely not in Test matches. The way his technique is just all over the place. He is such a big hatoda. But I have only great thing works for him is he's an opener for T20 where you don't have to make so many runs, and he's fearless. He just goes. He needs to take care of his fitness, get his technique right, become a better fielder, and then just be like, try to be Viren Sehwag, genuine Viren Sehwag, because right now he's a bit of a fake Viren Sehwag, but I will still back him because it's just Kota Rahane after that. So that's about it from my end.
Okay, yeah.
But if they don't drop Deshpande, I'm not picking them. If they have to drop Deshpande, then I'm with DC. Otherwise, you can just automatically change it to SRH. Because again, we're gonna see one good thing with SRH because they got nothing to lose now.
Yeah.
So David Warner's gonna come out like full throttle. He's like, fuck it. Do they have any chance of qualifying? No, they don't have any chance. I mean, mathematically, you can still say, oh, actually, they have mathematical chance. No, it's better than mathematical, because if they win last 3, they will have 7 wins, which can become very tight with Kolkata if the Kolkata loses tomorrow. So yes, there are still stakes. There's still stakes. I mean, technically, there's still stakes for... No, there's no stakes for Chennai. Chennai is out 100%. Because there's no way Chennai is going to supersede on the run rate and everything.
No, plus they can't win 7 matches, right? They can only win 6 matches, even if they win the last 2.
Yeah, but if everybody screws up, mathematically I'm saying, but it's not going to happen. But Rajasthan, SRH, they still have a chance of actually qualifying.
Yeah.
So I think the stakes are high.
Tomorrow's match will be very good. Yeah, tomorrow's match will be the one to watch.
Yeah, that would be it. So I don't know if I have anything interesting to say. I've completely run out of yelling constantly on this thing, and I didn't even make notes for today. But I'm really sorry. I just made this note, and this note I had to wear. And a very big up to a very, very important player which you do not know. A player who they paid tons and tons of money, played only 1 match last year. It is Varun Chakravarti, whose bat I had. He took 5 fucking wickets for 20 runs. He was crazy awesome. He destroyed SRH.
Yeah.
Was it SRH?
No, not SRH. Delhi.
Delhi. He destroyed Delhi. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. The guy just destroyed. He's like, I don't have time to shave my beard. I'm just going to shave all of you all out the cricket. So there, one big up to Varun Chakravarti, and it was just beautiful stuff from him. And I think first player in this IPL to take 5 wickets.
Yep.
Also. All right, on that note, because before we completely lose energy, and it's already been gone on for 35 minutes. All right, let's see what happens tomorrow and day after, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
And we have a couple of new podcasts. Our trailer is out, and also Bikram has done a separate podcast. He's actually doing you should talk about a review of a movie documentary, which says Ande, but it's not really about Ande. So that's been very misleading for me. So yeah, that's something is out there. So you can also check out something different is there. And you'll see us again. Even if you don't want to, you will. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.